Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a series to help people transition into endgame content. So, intended for people who have played the game a little bit, so not starting from scratch, but who maybe have seen some things they don't quite understand and are just curious what's to come later in the game and how to get there. So I thought I'd start by giving a little tour of the shticker book. Yeah, just a couple little tips. Yes, you can see the color of the dots here indicates how busy a district is. Some of them are safe from invasions. And these little chat bubbles right here mean that you can only use the speed chat menu and not the free chat, speed chat plus box. So moving on, you've got the map here, and yeah, you've probably progressed through a couple of the playgrounds, and you can see that you'll get teleport access to each of them. Um, and then there's Goofy Speedway, where you'll do racing, and Chippendale's Acorn Acres, which will help you get to golf and Boss Buddy HQ. So as you can see, I've got the level 7 gag of each of them, and this little green leaf here shows that it's organic, and you can see it does a little extra damage if you look down at the damage counter here. So you'll plant those at your garden and water them frequently, and you can only have one track organic, so it's you can change it, so it's not a tough decision exactly, but there's a lot of discourse around which the best options are, so I'd recommend reading up on that. You'll get all but one of the gag tracks, so you have to choose wisely there. You'll sort of choose as you go throughout the playground, so you always have the chance to get the ones you pass over until the very end. So your first choice is between sound and tune-up. As you can see, I have both of them, so it'll come back later if you initially pass over it. And then in terms of which one to go without, for your first tune, I'd recommend Trapless and Dropless are definitely the most common. Both have their pros and cons. Alright, and then you can see we have the trunk here. The first page will be your SOS cards, and these are the rewards from the Cellbot boss, the VP, Vice President. And so you'll get 2 of each of these. Every time you do the VP, it'll be the same guy, the one that's in the cage at the start. You can see him. And some are more desirable than others. You can see the star count here. Has a lot to do with that. Anyway, you have pink slips here next, and that's a cannon you might see that just totally gets rid of the cog. Um, and remotes here from field offices. So the damage remote, you'll put it on a cog. You can see down here the stats. So this one, if I put it on a cog, it would last 2 rounds. It would do 45 damage. 45 damage, when it expires. And sort of similar thing for the healing remotes, except that's going to tune you and your team up. And you'll get these in field offices and probably not use them very much outside of there. So I'll go more into detail if I do a video on field offices, because I've never seen someone use one outside of there. And last but not least, you've got the doodle tricks. You'll have to train your doodle for these to be useful at all. I recommend getting a Donald Streamland doodle and checking the ToonHQ website to see the best rated doodles, because they each have different traits, and the traits impact how useful they are, basically. Alright, I've changed settings here just to show you a little bit about doodle training. So you can see the little menu here will show you how much progress you've made in the tricks. You'll have to buy the tricks from the catalog, and you can use them by going to your little menu here. So each time you do a trick, it'll go up a tiny little bit, and it's so slow, it's almost imperceptible and takes a very long time. And so once you go fill this all the way up and go back to 6 off points, then you can do it again. So it's longer than it looks. Right, tune tasks, pretty self-explanatory. You'll start with 1 maximum. You can get up to 4. Resistance rank is something you don't need to worry about until very late game. And cog gallery here, so you can see these little numbers, 45 out of 45. Once you've defeated all of those counts, you can click on these icons here, and it'll show you cog radar. You'll be able to see how many of each cog is present on a street and how many total buildings there are. So that can be useful if you're looking for a particular cog and don't want to run down the whole street only to find that there are none there. And then the little icons you can see right here are the reward from the Lawbot boss, the CJ Chief Justice. you'll be able to summon a cog building, or cog invasion. Right, and then next up is fishing. Um, so there are 70 types of fish. Each one is found more commonly in a different pond. There's some good guides out there that'll tell you where to fish for each one. I'd say the first 50 or so, 50 or 60, are very easy, and then the last ultra rares are, they can take a while. But anyway, you get 7 laff points total from those. And then racing, you can get 3 laff points, so you'll do this in Giffy Speedway. You have to buy a cart at the little shop in the front, and you'll get trophies from doing different races. There are some good guides out there as well. I won't go into the details, but you can get 3 laff points here. And let's see, next up is the cog disguises. So you'll get these sort of one part at a time. So for the Cashbot one, each of these little segments is a task that you'll do to get it. Sellbot you can do at any time. Cashbot will be sort of along with the Donald Streamland Toon tasks. Lawbot and Bossbot will come after you finish Donald Streamland, so you'll have at least 100 laff points before you tackle those. And you can see the points here. For Sellbots are called merits, cogbucks, jury notices, and stock options. So you'll need points before you defeat the boss, and those you'll get from, they're called facilities. They're like little dungeons in each of the cog headquarters. There's an easy version and a hard version. Each of them has a boss fight that are all a little bit different, so you'll want to either read up on some strategies beforehand or ask your teammates for some advice going into it. And you can see here I'm a level 12 Mr. Hollywood. So if we go back to the cog gallery, so it'll be a level 1 cold caller, and each cog has around 5 levels usually. So cold callers can be levels 1 through 5, telemarketers 2 through 6, 3 through 7, and so on. And then you'll start off as a level 8 Mr. Hollywood, or Robber Baron, or Bigwig, or Big Cheese, and then you'll get up to level 50. And you'll get a laff point at 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. So 5 each per boss, 20 total. And then you'll also get teleport access to the cog headquarters at level 14 of these last cogs, which is pretty helpful. You can see I don't have it on this toon. It's nice to just be able to click and teleport there. And gardening, let's see, there are 40 types of flowers, going from 1 jelly bean combinations all the way up to, I think, 8. So there are other good guides out there. I'd recommend the ToonHQ website. It'll show you, what jelly bean combinations to plant. I can go a little more in detail into gardening later because it's not that self-explanatory. You have to buy a garden, and the points for the laff boost basically depend on shovels, and you get points from digging up watered flowers. And then you'll unlock the higher jelly bean flowers as you go. Right, and then golf. So we'll do that in Chippendale's Golf, which is accessed from here. And yeah, I'd recommend looking up some guides here because it's, not that self-explanatory again. And yeah, screenshots are here, and then events. You don't really need to pay attention to these, except for Mondays will be very helpful for racing. It's basically the most efficient way to do it is only racing on Mondays for the Grand Prix tournament. So yeah, that's all for the little sticker book guide. Yeah, I think I'll go a little bit more into detail on things like fights and how to do the bosses a little bit later. Maybe like how to do the mini games, gardening, stuff like that. But yeah, I hope that was a good sort of introduction to some things you may or may not have known already from playing the game.